It's cracking. I'm out here in the UK. I'm straight out of Compton tour, man. Much love. And you know you rocking with, man. It's Lil Easy E, and we about that online. So we finna get it cracking, man.
Peace family, we're back this week with another special guest, and this time it's Sammo, formerly known as Samm. What's good, my brother?
What's going on, man? I'm cool, big time.
Okay, we appreciate having you take the time to join us on the platform and stuff. We definitely got a lot of fans who have been, keen to hear more about your story and definitely about your work and stuff.
Yeah, man, I appreciate y'all having me, man.
Yep. So, kind of to start from the beginning, do you want to give us a little brief introduction of how you kind of got into doing music and where you came up from?
Now, well, first of all, everybody know I'm from the Magnolia projects. That's no secret. And my musical roots was embedded in where I'm from. Like, people like Soulja, Slim, Juvenile, used to do bounce records back in the day. That whole place was just, I could tell a million stories, I could make a million songs. And that, to say how I came up, like, to be totally honest, Nas influenced me to make music. Once I heard Illmatic, I knew that was what I wanted to do.
Okay. And that's dope. Illmatic definitely, a strong hip-hop classic and stuff. You mentioned coming up in New Orleans and, the bounce.
It wasn't well accepted, though. I used to get it listening to Nas. Like, man, turn that whack-ass shit off. I kid you not.
Nah, that's crazy. Well, I
There's
mean,
people who was big fans of his now.
They come to realize what you were saying from the beginning.
Exactly.
Well, one thing I was just going to touch on, because you mentioned the bounce sound that was indicative to New Orleans style and culture, but we also had the, the gangster rap or the hip hop elements that came through with No Limit and other labels.
Now you got think about bounce music started as gangster rap. Okay. A lot of people don't know that. So the Slim did gangster bounce rap. T. Tucker, who invented it, let Elton and Lil T get the gas some of that emerged during the LSU season, last season. But bounce music was gangster music at one time. During the LV was a kind of a bounce group.
Okay. Yeah, we had some stories of guys like Warren Mays and people that went into doing music. They had the street, kind of influence and stuff. But so did you actually touch on any bounce stuff and stuff yourself, or was it a different time when you started grinding?
I have a project coming out. I want to drop it in October. I want to drop it late this month, but I'm not sure. But I have a bounce. I took it back to the original roots of the gangster bounce music, and I got a joint on there with my guy F1 and my partner Fly. We touched on. I actually did a bounce record, the original gangster bounce record I did with my upcoming album, off Belmont.
Okay. So
and speaking of Warren Mays, you saying Warren Mays, this hat is M-Line. It's called M-Line, and this is actually his nephew's clothing line.
Okay, that's dope. Yeah, that's dope. So when you say it's called M-Line, where can they check that out?
You go to at THE_M-Line on Instagram, or you can go to at M-Line James. That's EMLINEJAMES. You can find all the stuff. Everything exclusive, because once it drops, it's never released again.
Okay, that's what's up. So, if you're talking about exclusives and stuff, you would go on, I should say, to be one of the exclusive members of No Limit with the roster and stuff. How did that come about and come together?
I just so happened to be out there with Mac. Mac had already signed with No Limit, and I just happened to be out there with him. And we went to the gym to shoot hoops, and P showed up to the gym. We usually go with C Murder all the time, but this particular day, P showed up. So we just was hooping all day, and we were outside talking, and Mac told him that I was doing music. So he was like, he kind of brushed it off at first, but he was more interested in the basketball than anything. So he kind of brushed the rapping off. So we ended up going back to the house where he had the studio at, and we actually did that song that was on Mercedes' first album, that Camouflage song. We actually did that, recorded that. He heard it, he liked it, and he signed me like a week later.
Okay.
That simple.
And what was that like for you? You know, I mean, you know, you grew up in New Orleans, so obviously you would have been familiar with the campus, stuff like that. But actually getting your foot in the door and stuff, what was that like for you as an artist?
When Mac signed with No Limit, I think me and him thought that it was inevitable that I would end up there too. Like, that was the whole plan. Once he let me know that he was signing with Pete, he was like, I'll bring you along afterwards, you know, once I get right. So that was the whole thing of it. Like, I knew once he was on, because we had been running before then, because I really wanted him to sign with Def Jam. Like, okay. He turned down the offer from Def Jam to go with No Limit, but he turned down a lot of offers. Cash Money, Big Boy, and he actually turned Kevin Lyles down personally. Told him I'd get back to you, and never got back to him.
Oh wow! Yeah, so Matt could have been.
Yeah, he was a hot commodity. Like
he could have been on a big East Coast label.
And so, yeah, he was just it. Like, he was mad.
And how long was you running with him then for before No Limit? Would you say?
See, we were maybe 17 years old when we first met. So we had to know him like 4 or 5 years before he actually signed with No Limit, and I signed maybe a year later. He signed in 99, 98. I signed in 99, the summer of 99.
Okay. And I mean, you know, you didn't go on to get to release your album, but you definitely featured on a lot of hot projects, and you know.
Yeah, I actually finished my album, turned it in, and everything. But
okay.
then Mac went to jail around that time, so everything just went how it went.
Can you recount like some of the tracks and features and stuff that was on there?
I don't remember. Only song I remember because it was my favorite was the song I had called Casino that Renard actually produced that record. That was like my favorite record. That's why I remember that. So I had Popeye on there. I had Mac. But actually, Bride, that's on the Murder album, was for my album. I actually gave him that song. And Damn If They Murder Me with him, Magic, and Mac on Traffic and Crime. That was for my album.
Okay.
And basically everything you heard me on, that I featured on, was songs that was for my album.
Okay. Well, I mean, you definitely was a standout on a lot of the features that you was on. You mentioned listening to Nas's stuff earlier, and I always thought you had a heavy sort of lyrical cadence, you know, similar to Mac and stuff as well, just being quite, you know, lyrical with your delivery and stuff, not sounding like a typical New Orleans sort of artist and stuff at the time. But sorry,
I hear that a lot, but I think my style sits. By me being around them both a lot, my style sits in between Magnolia Slim and Mac. I'm like right in. I fit right in the middle. I can have an edge like Slim at times, and I can be conscious at times like Mac. So I think I kind of sit like right in the middle of them two, and that comes from being around both of them. I really grew up more with Slim. Like, we grew up in the same project, so we grew up as kids. I'm talking 5, 6, 7 years old, and I didn't meet Mac until high school. Like, Slim was a heavy influence on me, very heavy. At one point, it's some music out there, and I was sounding identically like him.
Okay.
Like, and that was like right after No Limit. He was still in jail, and I just kind of sounded I just was picking up off of him, like that Magnolia vibe, the style. I kind of grew out of that once I started becoming an artist. At first, I was just rapping. Once I became an artist after No Limit.
Yeah. I mean, because within the No Limit period, that's when you was kind of bubbling and getting introduced and stuff to the, to the mix and everything. And as you said, your style, it would definitely grow where I do hear you where you say you sort of sit in between that sort of Slim Max sort of thing, and because one of my favorite features from you is on the Marcello album and stuff as well. You got a hot song out there.
I forgot about that. Marcello actually reached out to me one morning. I got a phone call from him. He just called me out the blue. And he said, man, I got the song, got the Slim sample in there, man. I got Slim on it. I need you on it. I remember the day I recorded it, too.
Okay. Yeah, it was a hot
I think I did a couple of joints with Marcello for both his projects that he put out under Tough Guy. I don't think we have worked since then. I think we have like one song together since then.
Okay. So you mentioned Soulja Slim, see some of these guys. What, memories do you have recording around the studio? What were those experiences like in the studio, being a part of like the TIU and all those projects?
I actually wanted to sign with True. That was. I went there to get with C Murder. I wanted to sign with True Records. I thought that was a fit for me. He didn't have a bunch of artists at the time, but he was focused on other stuff. He was trying to give me the weight, and P just came along with the contract, and I just went for it. But C Murder, that's like he the real one. Like he that dude that you he loyal and he expect loyalty from you. And I was actually around him more than anybody else on the label. When I first got there, I was always with C.
Okay. Was that when he was recording Trapped in Crime in that project?
Yeah, around the trip when he was working on Trapped in Crime.
Okay. Yeah, that's definitely, a solid album. Have you had a chance to check out C's new release that he's put out? And
Yeah, man, everything he put out I check out. Everything. Okay. I support him 100%. It's always free C Murder. It's free C Murder to C Murder free all the time.
Most definitely, and we're glad to see Mac home and stuff as well. Could we expect to hear that's
the biggest blessing, like the world, like not just me. I just thought him being out was just made the world a better place. No exaggeration. Like his presence just makes the world a better place. Like knowing that he has music coming out, like it's just high anticipation for him.
Oh, definitely. We've seen some of the great stuff that he's doing, playing instruments and all that stuff as well, really.
Yeah, he learned all of that in jail. He learned how to play all those instruments in prison. He learned how to write music. And he was a music teacher in there, I believe.
Okay. So can we expect to hear you and Mac on some
music? Real soon. Yeah. Real soon. I got something cooking. Okay. Real soon. We haven't really worked yet. Because, he's in New Orleans, I'm in Atlanta. So I haven't had a chance to really get down there and work with him yet. I've been down, I just wanted to get down there and see him, chop it up with him as a free man. I was all those visits. I'm glad that's over. So and he got some, he hasn't, let's just say, if you imagine him 10 times better than what he was. Yeah, he got some heat coming.
Yeah,
his next single gonna pretty much is gonna shake a lot of people up. It's gonna wake up. Yeah, he's verbally chastising the game.
Okay. Yeah. Well, that's
I kid you not. That's called grown man business, and he mean business.
Well, that's necessary, man. And we talk about growth and just the evolution and stuff like that. That's one thing that we definitely like to see played out with artists. And we're glad that Mac is getting the opportunity to do that because he's got loads of fans all around the world. People who've been waiting for years and stuff as well. And maybe people who slept on him before, they're going to have the chance to really understand what everybody was saying before.
He's a living legend.
Yep.
And he doesn't know it. I don't think he knows he's a living legend. He's that modest. He's that modest and humble.
Yeah, you see that from even the new videos and stuff he's put out. He still maintains such a positive spirit and stuff that just shines out from him. His spirit was never down in the 21 years he was in jail. On every visit
I ever went to. It was never a visit. I don't know how he was acting after I leave and after everybody leave, but in front of us, in our presence, his spirit was never down. I've never visited him where we had a downtime where it was just negative. He was just always positive. He was inspiring from there. So being out here, he's going to inspire plenty more. Now, I've never saw him down. The whole 21 years that I was going up there and visiting, never saw him down. Never saw him not smiling. Never not saw him interacting with everybody on the visits.
Yep.
They say God don't give you nothing you can't handle. I don't think they could have gave him 21 years to anybody else.
Yeah, that's real. They took it and how he bounced back with it, man. So speaking of God and stuff, you was featured on Only God Could Judge Me on the album.
Let me see, was it that? I think it was on the, I don't think I made the Only God Could Judge Me. If I did, I don't remember. I know I did the Goodfellas album, the 504 Boys, and me and P did a song called Moving Thing.
Okay. Moving Thing, yeah.
Like
I'm thinking of Moving Thing, but for some reason, my brain, I'm thinking it was on Only God Could Judge Me, but it was on,
it could, I could be mistaken. Like, I'm not.
I mean,
sure.
shit. Somebody go check me on it. If I'm wrong, I could be wrong on it, But I know that's the song I was thinking of.
All I know is the name of the song was Moving Thing.
Yeah. So how did that song come about, and what was it like being featured on that?
He was he was actually working on. I can't remember. You know what? It may be the Only God Could Judge Me album. Wasn't that a double disc?
I think it was supposed to be, but it didn't end up being a double disc.
The track was playing, and he had the hook on there already. He just walked in the studio, and I just happened to be in there. He's like, "Man, you got something for this?" I was like, "Yeah, I got something for everything." But the verse on it, and that was that.
Okay. Yeah. Wait, now I'm about to check and see where it was, but it was definitely.
Yeah, he was real. So he just walked in and said, "Man, you got something for this?"
So what point did you think then that it was time to go? Was that when all the basketball stuff was happening and
it was like, Mac going to jail. Kind of had me in a fucked up space. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you, it just had me in a fucked up space where I didn't want to do any music or anything. So I pretty much wrote down that I had retired. Like I was just fucked up, emotional. I was just frustrated. What was going on with Mac? We didn't know, what was going to be the outcome. Was he going to get out? Was he going to beat the charge? Or So Mac was locked down, and he called me, and I think P had already started playing basketball. He went to Houston. P was in Houston. I was in Baton Rouge, and Mac called. He was like, "Look, man, I need you to go talk to P for me. I need this." So I went to Houston. Found P. Told him what Mac said. I think I recorded the song for Silk, "My World, My Way."
Hey,
that song that weekend, and we had to talk. Like I was asking, like, "What's up?" Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, am I here for nothing, or what's going on? And he just sat and he told me, like, "Look, man, I'm focused on me right now." This is around the time when Cash Money was on the rise, and Lemon was looking for a new sound. Beats by the Pound was going. He was focused on him. So, hey, that told me everything I needed to hear. I was like, cool, we talked and shit. So he gave me a handful of cash, and he said, "All right, where you gonna book your flight to? You gonna book your flight to Baton Rouge or New Orleans?" And I knew what that meant. So I chose the flight to go back home. And we have never, I'm not exaggerating, we haven't had a phone conversation, a text message, an email. We haven't been in each other's presence since that date. And that was in 2000. Matter of fact, it was 2000 going into 2001 because it was right after Mac went to jail.
Okay.
So it had to be like the summer of 2000. I went back home. I haven't been in his presence or seen, talked to him since. It's been 21 years.
Well, I mean, how do you feel with that being said? Because one thing I say is you've definitely been positive within that, where even with pushing your own music and your own line with CD.
Yeah, I wasn't. I would never. I know people have they reservations about P, but I don't. Like that was something I went through. I moved on from it. Like he said what he had to say. He gave, he kept it 100, and that was that. We moved on from it. Like I've never heard he said anything bad about me or nothing like that. Yeah. So that was that.
And vice versa, and yourself, I was saying it because you've pushed your own music and stuff since, but you've always kept it, just on an even kill.
Yeah, I don't believe in me. I'm not into the whole internet dissing on records, and I'm just not for it. If something come out of my lyrics, it's pure. It's not premeditated. So if something come out and it feel like a shot at someone, it wasn't premeditated. It's just how I was feeling, and I expressed that.
Yeah. I mean, with that being said, how did you feel with the Soulja Slim rift and the impact that Slim's gone on to have just within the music culture and stuff now?
I was actually with Cutthroat Committee at the time. After No Limit, Soulja, Magnolia Slim, but I don't call him the S word anymore. Magnolia Slim was the only artist that came and reached out to me to try to give my career boost after No Limit. He was the only one. Okay. He was the only one. He came to me and he was like, look, man, I'm doing this Cutthroat. It was in a club. There was a flyer that said Cutthroat City. He tore the flyer up. He was like, look, man, this is what I got going on. He made it to where it said committee in the club. He was like, look, this is what I got going on, man. Come fuck with this. So I saw him the next day in the project, and he had got back his video for Get Your Mind Right with him and Crazy. And we went to the house to go watch the video. Went to his house, and we watched the video. After the video went off, he was like, look, man, I got this Cutthroat Committee shit going on, bro. And I'm fucking with you. Mac was locked up. Mac would call, the studio where Slim was at often. Like, okay. But he reached out to me, and then all that happened.
And I mean, with Slim's legacy, where we see it now, being coined as like some see him as like the Tupac of the South. I mean,
I tell you what, I hear people say that, and I totally disagree. He was the Soulja Slim of New Orleans. He was nobody else. He was him. I hear people compare him. He's talking about he's the Tupac of the South. No. I don't know Tupac personally. I don't know if everything Tupac said was real. Everything Slim said on the record was real. Nothing was fabricated. You could ask anybody. He was the realest. Nothing fabricated. Nothing. Nothing was fabricated.
Yeah, they said
he's the only rapper that I know that I could honestly say his lyrics was him. It was just him. It wasn't no facade. He wasn't making up stuff. Wasn't no stories. Nothing. It was 100% him.
Yeah. And how do you feel that in contrast with artists like that of yesteryear in comparison to like the new music we see today?
You know what? I love the new music today. I listen to all of them. I like them all. And the thing is people with the old heads and the new, music changed. Music has been changing since it started. It has changed. You gotta think about it. People like to call these young artists, like they have no lyrics, they whack. You gotta remember, Humpty Hump was damn near #1 song. It was that wasn't a big old hip hop record. Music changed, and now it's in this lane. Well, I like it. I like it. I like all the new young artists. Lil Durk, Lil Baby, Roddy Ricch. Roddy Ricch probably my favorite.
I like Rich.
I like the music he makes.
Yeah.
He makes real music. I think he's real talented. And there's a cat out of Kenner, New Orleans, Kenner, Louisiana. His name is Ren Getz. Y'all should go check him out. RenGettz. Dope. He one of the dopest. You got Currency still doing his thing.
Yep.
And I like his movement. I like the fact that he put so much into that city. He put a lot into that city. Like, he didn't leave. He didn't establish himself somewhere else. He established himself at home, and he's a big presence there. And I love that. I love it.
Definitely salute to Currency. It's great to see him supporting Mac and stuff as well.
Yeah. That's A1 right there. I hit him up and told him, look, man, that's A1 right there.
Yep.
That's A1.
I mean, speaking of A1, you released a tribute video for Magnolia Slim. What was that like? You putting that together?
It was tough. It was tough. Like, I don't touch on loss much in my record to people that I'm real close to. Like, if we were cool, I want to salute you. But when it's close to me, it's hard for me to do those type of records. So that was real tough. But it was something I had to do. Like, the name of my album was Magnolia, A Tale of Two Sides. I couldn't do it without representing him, like just giving him his whole song. And I used his government name. So I know he'd upset with me.
Yeah, James Tapp, R.I.P.
Yeah, I used his government name.
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely a hot song in the video, so we'd encourage everybody to definitely check that out and stuff as well.
Yeah, and the reason why I use his government name, because he's never called me anything but Sammo. He always called me by my government name. Since we were kids, he's never called me anything but my government name.
Wow. I mean, you grew up as kids. What's one of the funniest stories or craziest stories you can remember just being around Slim?
All right, here go one right here. I was actually on my bike. He had it. His mom had it moved out the project. We had to be like, I don't think we were in high school yet. We may have been. I don't know. In between 16 and 18. It was in between 16 and 18 years old.
Okay.
I was coming from a park, going back to the project, and we ended up on Claiborne. I ended up on Claiborne. He was coming across the street from the project. He was like, look, man, give me a ride. Give me a ride on the bike. So I get on the handlebar. We ride. He goes to his house. He go in the house. I get on my bike, and I go back to the project. When I get back to the project, there's somebody out there with a big-ass gun looking for him. He done robbed somebody.
Okay. Yeah, so he he really was the Slim that everybody.
That was pretty much his getaway style.
Okay. Without incriminating too much.
Yeah, I get back in the project. Somebody looking for him with a big old gun. He just robbed somebody.
Yeah, Slim, man, rest in peace. So, what do you have coming up next on your new projects?
All right, I have the Off Belmont project. It's done. I got Mac on the feature. Actually, I'm waiting for that. That's the hold up on my album, really. I'm not putting it out without him. I don't care how long I have to wait. There's no pressure on him. I'm not calling him, telling him I need it. I just told him, I'm not putting it out until you put that verse on there. So he got the music. It's probably done. I just haven't hit him up in a couple of days, but I have that dropping. I want to do October 21st. But I have another project I just started working on called Project Baby. I maybe have like 2 or 3 songs done. So that's what I have now. And
what producers are you gonna be working with?
I basically work with Excel from No Limit. This guy named Young Mill. Like this man here, he lives in Chicago. He's an engineer. When I tell you I send him my records, and the sound be horrible. But when he get them back to me, it's like I recorded in a state-of-the-art studio. He produced the bounce record I did on there. His name Young Mill, out in Chicago. Dope producer, dope engineer. People should tap in. It's CPM Audio on Instagram. And this kid out of Virginia, he lives in LA though. His name is Savage. He go by Savage Beats. It's at Savage Beats on Instagram. Man, he did a shitload of records for my Magnolia Tale of Two Sides. He did a bunch on my Off Belmont project, and he's gonna do most of the Project Baby records. His name Rob, Savage Beats, dope producer. And that's pretty much who I've been working with these past few years, those three, and a guy named Ness.
Okay.
He actually did the James Tapp record. Yes, did the James Tapp record.
Oh yeah, his name's on the credit and stuff. Yeah, yeah. And
Yeah,
I think
he's dope. He's dope. He's super dope.
Young Ill, I think
he's doing a few things for Mac too.
Okay. And Young Ill, I believe he's worked with Mr. Servan and stuff before as well, right?
Yeah, I had Servan on my album. Actually, the guy in Chicago, Young Mill, he actually put that together. He was like, man, I'm doing some records for Servan right now. He said, you want him on something? So I reached out to Serv, and he shot it right back.
Yeah, no, that's dope. So would you be open to doing like a No Limit reunion project or anything like that, like an album or
a project, an album? Tour or... I'm never opposed to doing music. Like, I'm never opposed to doing music. Never. Like, if anybody called me for a feature or anything, I'm on it.
Okay. And one thing we had the fans ask, about you, Sam, yourself, Popeye, D.I.G., were you guys a clique like Warlocks and
yeah, we were.
You guys didn't
man,
do
we ran real
music,
tough, man. We, Dig and Popeye, they kind of knew each other before. Dig actually grew up under me. Like his older brother is like one of my best friends. So I've been knowing Dig since he was a baby. And I met Popeye at No Limit, and Popeye I really took to him. He was 17, 18 when I met him, and he was, man, mentally he was beyond his years. He was real mature beyond his years. And the music that he was making at No Limit, man, I wish they could have released some of that. Paradise was actually his song.
Oh wow, yeah, that sounds crazy, man.
That was his, man. That kid is so talented. Like at 17, he was talking about stuff. I was like, wow. He's on a whole nother level at 17. But then he got into the dumb it down music. Like he wanted to dumb it down. Which he still making good music now. Yeah, he made great music. Like we were running real tough, man. But
yeah.
We just couldn't get the music together. Like we were young, on a major label. And we just, that's Excel blowing up my phone now.
Yeah,
I'll call back later. But yeah, we ran real tough. Dig was actually supposed to be on Paradise.
Okay, yeah. Because a lot of those tracks we used to hear the name references of you guys all together in Warlocks, and then hearing a lot of the mixes and stuff, and it's crazy because I wouldn't have knew everybody's ages and stuff at the time and stuff as well, and like you said, the shit that people was rapping about in the context.
I think I maybe happened 20. They were kids. They were real kids. They were like 17.
Okay, wow.
I think Mac was like, if I was 21, Mac was like 19, 20. Like we were young. We were real young.
Wow. Yeah, that's crazy, man. So, looking at the legacy and stuff going forward, how important is it for you? I know you represent the Magnolia and stuff like that, and you put that on your back and stuff. How important is it, the legacy that you guys left behind for people coming up from the streets, coming from the projects and stuff, being able to see?
I saw I don't know if it was a Facebook post, Instagram. I don't know what post it was. It was somebody from my project. And he spoke real highly of me, and I didn't know I was influencing him like that. Like, but I think we left a good legacy. Like the new artists coming from the Magnolia, Toki Hefner, Nino Calvin. Like they got to witness the Soulja Slim era, the Juvenile, Six Shot, Jacko, Magnolia Levy, Key Blacks. Like we left an impression because it's a lot of talented people in that project. Some of them we lost before we can get to discover their talents. And there's this one kid. He's in prison. He's serving life, but he's still trying to. He's fighting the system to try to get out. His name is Prince Status. When I heard him rap for the first time, I was like, man, who the hell? Like, I didn't know he was that good. I knew him as a kid, but I didn't know he was that dope of an artist, man. Y'all need to go on YouTube and check out some of his stuff. He was going by Roy the Prince, and now he just go by Prince Status. So he's still He putting out music. He dope. Like, he one of the best I had ever heard out of our project.
Okay, that's what's up.
And that's saying a lot.
I was gonna say, if you saying that, that's a heavy statement.
Yeah, he picked up from everybody. He picked up everybody. He has clever wordplay, storytelling, and his delivery. He just a dope artist. And I was trying to work with him before he went to jail. I used to run into his mom all the time, like, man, what are y'all doing to him?
Yeah. Well, you know,
that's like one of the young cats out of our project, and there's many more coming up right now.
Yeah, have you ever done anything with Lil Soulja Slim?
Nah, we just family, man. We're like, I try to stay close to them because of the relationship I had with his dad. I always encourage him. You know what I'm saying? He's I think last time I saw him was maybe 2 months ago at a day party in New Orleans. He's real. He has a sense of business about him. Like, he picked up his hustle from his dad. Like, he picked it up. He know what it means to hustle. Yeah, like, he solidified himself in the game because he's like, those shoes are. I don't think he can feel those shoes, and he doesn't try to. That's a good thing. Like, if that shadow over him, it's gonna remain there. It's gonna be huge. He'll never step out of that shadow, no matter. I don't give a fuck how much work he do, how successful he is. I think people gonna always have that shadow over him, and it could be a good thing or it could be a bad thing. It can motivate you or it can take you down. And right now, it's motivating him.
Yeah. I think the last video I saw from him, he was running like a recording studio and stuff, and
he has a couple recording
a few business endeavors and stuff like that, which is showing he a businessman in his own right, which is great, man.
Yeah, that's great, man. I love what he's doing, and he stays out of the way. He's you don't hear about him about the stuff. He ain't back and forth on the internet getting into no trouble. He just do what he gotta do. He's a father.
Well, that's it. A positive example, man. Before we wind down, we got a couple more fan questions there. They asked if you'd had any interactions with BG or Cash Money Records.
Okay, Cash Money Records, like those were my friends, man. Like, those people I grew up with. Like, I've never had any ill will towards Cash Money Records. To be honest with you, we used to listen to it all the time. B, Mac, C, Wiz, Reginelli. Everybody, we used to listen to Cash Money. BG was kicking it with us for a while. We were trying to bring it together. C Murder was really trying to bring it together. He worked tirelessly and he worked hard to try to get that together. But the powers that be just couldn't see eye to eye. But he tried, and it almost worked. It almost happened. I can tell you that it almost happened. But when Mac went to jail, that kind of slowed everything down. But BG, free BG, he one of the real ones too. Definitely. The Niggas in Trouble song with Mac and BG, classic. I don't think it's a song from the city that I feel more. And Mac used to spit that verse to me on the phone all the time.
Crazy.
Turk, we grew up together. I used to cut his hair, actually. Like, I was his barber. So I know Turk personally. Wayne, I really didn't know him. He was real, he was 13, 14 around that time. So I really didn't know him. But Wayne was always my favorite hot boy.
Yeah, same kind of, Yeah.
And this was before I saw all of this in Wayne.
Something in him,
early. His wordplay with Cash Money was totally different from all three of those guys. He always stood out to me. So we were all, we really liked Wayne. Like, Wayne was our favorite hot boy. We used to listen to all, Wayne versus, comparing them to theirs. We always thought he was better than everybody.
Yeah. No, definitely. I mean, Wayne was hot, man. The Black is hot. Even that album, I always liked it. And, he had that young style and that swagger and stuff as well from then. And, he brought it to that next level. A lot of people talk about... He caught
my ear on the first Hot Boy album, that Get It How You Live song. The wordplay on there, I was like, yeah, he's special.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't even really heard too much of him, especially out here in the UK. But when I saw the Back the Ass Up video, and he only did the tiniest portion on the song, but when I seen that shit at the end, that's what I knew was special. I was like, who's this kid? And
Yeah,
I was
but
like,
back that ass up.
I just knew he was a star. He was a star from then. I just seen him. I was like,
yeah.
shit, he was the star of that song, and I was like, look where he at now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he brightened that song up, and it was just a small part.
Yep. So, you know, but I was going to say, a lot of people, they mention a No Limit versus Cash Money versus. Is that something that you'd want to see? You know, I won't ask who you got, because you would have to say No Limit.
I wouldn't be opposed to it, but it's not something I'm pushing for. Like, I'm not pushing for that.
Not even for the culture. I mean, not in a, you know, because it's a celebratory sort of thing, you know.
It is, but
we seen KLC and Manny Fresh. They did a few things together, and
yeah, they did. They were. It was never the artist. Let's get that. It was never the artist. The artists never had issues with each other. None of the artists. It was only the powers that be.
Yeah.
That was it. Like all the artists, like I could walk in a room right now with Turk and it's all love. I could walk in a room with Juvenile and it's all love. It was never the artists. We all got along. We used to all be in the same places.
Well, I think this is why the fans would, people would like that Verzuz, because it would be like giving each other
the
flowers.
fans would love it.
Because they'll be able to bounce, track for track.
You know what? I would be there for the comments.
Yeah.
I would definitely go for the comments.
Yeah, I'll be there for the hits, man, as well. Because there's a lot of hits in between both sides and stuff as well, man. So
yeah, man, I could do the verses with the songs in the car. I could do that in the car.
Yeah, there's some dope mixes on YouTube.
Yeah, that's where it be at.
Yeah, no, for real. I mean, so before we wind down this stuff, we usually ask, everybody their top 5 No Limit albums and stuff. So, I mean, you could do your top 5, or you could do your top 5 out of projects that you've been featured on.
Top 5 albums. I'm gonna go all classics too.
Okay.
Top 5 albums. I'm gonna go all classics. First, we're gonna go with Illmatic, The Chronic, Lauryn Hill, Miseducation, The Miseducation of Lauryn Hill.
Nice.
Get Rich or Die Trying, Outkast, Southern Playalistic, Cadillac Music.
Okay.
Those 5 albums right there. Can't go wrong with them.
It was nice to see Lauryn Hill in there. I think I remember reading an interview before, and I think even Max said like Lauryn Hill was one of his favorite artists and stuff as well.
Yeah, like Lauryn Hill is one of my favorite artists.
Same, but
yeah.
Yeah, so definitely, okay, family man, before we wind down, any last messages you want to leave to the fans, or any advice you want to leave to young people, young artists?
Free C Murder. Free C Murder. Free BG. Rest in peace, Magnolia Swim. All Belmont should be out late October, early November.
Okay. And you want to give your social media and stuff where they can check you out?
You can follow me on Instagram at Sammo off Belmont. That's SAMMOOFFBELMONT. That's the I don't really do Facebook and Twitter. I'm rarely on them. I'm just mostly on Instagram.
Yeah, we'll make sure there's a link and stuff in the description, so people can check it out and stuff. I'm sure the fans definitely appreciate hearing some of your story and stuff, and we appreciate your time and taking the time to grace us on the platform. So definitely we salute your accomplishments. We'll be waiting for the new projects and stuff. Keep us updated, and we'll be promoting it alongside with you.
For sure.
All right, much love, fam. Salute. So, family, we're out for this one this week. This is Sammo of BELMONT, so definitely check out his album, which is going to be coming soon. October 24th, you said?
October 21st or early first week in November, depending on when Matt get that feature back.
Well, there you go. So, we'll keep him posted. Salute.
I appreciate y'all for having me.
Peace, family. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and check us out on abouttheonline.com. Don't forget to check us out on Facebook for exclusive playlists and social media for all different types of segments and content.